Hey guys, hey, I want to take a second here and do a little case study on where I am currently with my LinkedIn. I got the screen over here, so I'm going to be looking away from the camera, but I'm going to take you through exactly the results I've been able to create in the last 14 days with this new approach on LinkedIn. So let me just kind of take you over here. Here we go. So I'm going to just, with all transparency, I opened a new tab here. So you know this is a live link. This is just in my saved linkedin.com. Here's my feed. Okay. So what's important that I show you here is a lot of this stuff is important, but I'm not going to waste a bunch of time talking about all that. But I'll talk about it a little bit, and that is number one, having a place for people to go is really important, because obviously none of this is really even worth talking about if it's not going to drive leads into your funnel, right? So we want a place to drive people to book appointments, so on and so forth. For me, that's here. Okay. I'm very active here when it comes to, I like the video view here because now that shows all of your stuff instead of in that small post view. Okay. And then a good description of who you are, what you're doing, testimonials, so on and so forth, all that good stuff too. Anyway, so optimizing your account is really important too. Okay, but what I want to focus on today is how I've been able to drive this, and I'll show you how. So if we look at, impressions, what do impressions do? Well, impressions are what drive eyeballs to whatever it is that you're doing. So the more impressions you have, that means the more people are able to engage. And then the more people are able to engage, then the more impressions happen. Okay? So if you look at this last 7 days here, and I'll show you the ramp up, but my point is before I was getting roughly 45 to 50,000 ish impressions every single week, and LinkedIn was not a major source of lead generation for me. But trying to find what it is that can take some of these social platforms and do that for you, sometimes takes time. And I went through agency after agency after agency. Oh my gosh, I spent a lot of money trying to figure it out in the last 2 years, listening to what the gurus say, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Really, it comes down to two things: good content and engagement from people that have a following. Okay? Not just engagement from people, but people who have a following. Okay? So let's hop in here to these analytics here. And I'm going to go back to the start. There again, this is LinkedIn statistics. This has nothing to do with me. I can't manipulate statistics here or none of that. This is in the LinkedIn platform. Okay, so we started this on April 8th. That's the first time we started to, really work on the engagement side of things, so on and so forth. So you can watch how even from the 8th, it was a build-up, right? So we started to build up, and then we had a dip. Another dip, started building again, another dip, and then right here on the 15th after we came back from the weekend back to a Monday, now we started this ramp up. Okay. So now we get this ramp up going. It's just increasing. It's increasing. 35,000. And then whammo. Off we go here to... But here, this is funny, right? We had a dip here. Why did we have such a dip? Well, it's still a great result. I mean, 168,000 impressions is still a fantastic result. But we had a dip, and that's just because the content didn't hit quite as hard that day. And then, bam, the next set of content. On the 20th, which was yesterday, almost 500,000 impressions alone yesterday. Okay? And everybody says Saturdays and Sundays are the worst days to post anything. Well, I will tell you, clearly that's not true. Because look out of all of these 2 weeks of all this data, the best day so far has been Saturday. Now, does that mean it's going to consistently be that way? Well, time will tell. And now here we are today, already today, and it's like 9:02 in the morning here right now, which you can obviously see up here. It's 9:02 in the morning, and we're already at 183, almost 184,000 impressions. Okay. All right, so now let's go back out. There again, the proof is here. There's no denying. There was no instant result, as you can see. We had to ramp this all up with content. And this was like an exploratory time right here to figure out what was going to be some of the best content that hit. Okay, so let's go back out here now. And let's see here. Let's go to followers. Okay. Same thing here. All right. Let's go back to 14 days. So look, we have the same ramp up process here that almost mirrored it. It almost mirrored the impressions from the post. So ramp up. Ebbs and flows here. And now, here we go. We started to ramp up. Thursday, Friday, here's Saturday. Again, the weekend, where everybody says it's so horrible. Saturdays and Sundays. Look at that. 441 new followers just on Saturday, yesterday alone. Okay? And now it's Sunday, and look at this, 148 new followers on Sunday, today. Now look at that in comparison here to the weekdays. Here's a Thursday, here's a Friday. We're going to well supersede followers today than a Thursday, which everybody says is so great. Thursdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? So, looking at these stats, it's all the opposite of what every guru tells you. I have my own theory why. I won't go into that. Point is, you can see this ramp up, right? Let's see. Okay, so let's go into profile views. Okay, there again, this isn't just all about, likes and comments and all that. Here's profile views, right? From the 14th, I don't know why this isn't taking us back to the 8th, but from the just look at the ramp up period here. Let's see if I can go 28 days. Okay, so here we go. We can go... It just does it in weeks here, so 7th to the 14th. Okay, viewers. People that viewed my profile, you can see it actually went down in this week. We started ramping up here. But then the following week, which was this past week, look at how it ramped up. Because of engagement, profile views. That is significant. That is a 573% raise in stats. Okay. Now, let's go back to... Okay, subscribers. All right, so subscribers, again, we see that same ramp-up effect, right? Here. I mean, this stuff isn't rocket science, but my point is you know, you can drive engagement, which drives this entire thing, okay? So as far as content goes, you have to test content. That's why we had that week of a lull, is because we started testing content to see what was going to be the best content. And then we started to figure out what that content was going to be. And we started doing less. Less is more. And we figured out what people really wanted to look at. Okay. And now this next week, what we'll do is start to filter in the conversion type of posts and figure that part out. But here's the thing. Don't try to do this stuff on your own, because you're not going to figure it out. And you've got to bring somebody on board to do that creative control, which is exactly what I did. After probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, I found a small boutique agency that is doing this for me, and they are knocking it out of the park. And I've given them complete creative control to do that. Now, if you want to spin back through some of my posts, you can see some of the stuff that they've done, so on and so forth. But the point is, if LinkedIn is the tool that you want to use, I found the right agency that will get you results, because they're getting me results. And the proof is in the pudding. I just showed you all of the proof. There's no denying it. So if you're really looking to drive that train and get yourself out there even deeper in the marketplace, I have found the way to do it. And this agency that I am using is just knocking it out of the park. Here's what it's not. It's not, I'm not going to LinkedIn and buying impressions. Not doing any of that. Matter of fact is, we're running no paid advertisement whatsoever to any of this. No paid advertisement. We're not buying anything. We're purchasing nothing to, enhance this whole process. So there's no clicks being bought. There's no, likes and comments being purchased. Nothing like that. There's no advertising being done. We're not buying fake bots and doing all of that stuff is going to have the opposite effect. Okay. Here's what we found out that works. Influencer marketing to boost posts. That's the secret behind it. Is you're bringing in influencers that have huge audiences to help boost your posts. They come in, they comment, like, and share, so on and so forth. And LinkedIn rewards you for that. Now, I don't know where to go to create a relationship with a bunch of, LinkedIn top voices or influencers or so on and so forth. But I found an agency that has all of that in place, and they do that for me on my posts. And that is how I've been able to create this just amazing result. And I can't wait to see what next week brings. We've already done about $15,000, $20,000 worth of sales for multiples of other of my companies, but we're just getting started. So a big key is making sure you have somewhere to push people. All right, I hope this little, kind of back end look on what's been going on here has been super fruitful. I'm just going to leave it at this. Stop listening to the gurus. Stop trying to understand the algorithms and do all that. I just try to do what works. Right now, today, April 21st of 2024, this is what's working today. And I'm going to ride this until it stops working. That's what I suggest you do. If you're in my community, in my leadership council, I'm going to keep updating everybody all the time on what's going on. So if you're not, well, connect with me on LinkedIn too, and I can get you as a part of that. But my point being is, take some action, folks. Take some action to do something that is meaningful, that will drive this. Do the math. If you take 1,281,320 times at a bare minimum, right? Well, let's just do the math for fun. Why not? Let's see. So if we go 1,281,320 impressions divided by that by 1,000, so we can get a per 1,000 rate. So we'll say the lowest price you can buy impressions for is $5 to $6 per $5 to $6 per 1,000 impressions. So we just took that divided by 1,000, so that's 128 units. So 128 times, we'll say, prices vary in between $6 and $35. So let's just take a somewhere kind of in the middle there. And look, there you go. That's what that would have cost for just 1 week of impressions if you would have purchased them. And who knows if those impressions, because they're purchased and not organic, what would have came from that. This is all completely organic, and that's the beauty behind it. But let's take a more realistic number. We'll divide that by 1,000. Oh, I was wrong. I that's 1281. So let's take 1281 because that's per 1,000. Now we'll times that by a more realistic number. Let's say $12. That's $15,372 worth of organic impressions this week that I got. That's what you would have to pay for that if you wanted those organic impressions. Okay. Undeniable, folks, that this works, and how I'm able to continue to drive this. I'm going to drive this as long as I can. I've already made my money back times 19 at least, because this agency that's doing this for me is not that expensive to do it. So Anyway, reach out to me. I can connect you to this agency, and we can get you started on it. It's an amazing deal. I might couple this with some of the other things that I have going on for some of the other social platforms too. But my point is, get off your backside and do something. Quit wasting money on Google, Facebook, all those things, especially if you're in the service industries. This is just such a far cheaper angle, and you're going to get some results driven. Okay, DM me if you're interested, or send me a note on LinkedIn, or if you're in my Slack channel, send me a direct message, and we'll have a chat about it. Because I also don't want to waste this guy's time with a bunch of chit chat back and forth. If you're not convinced now, then there's no point in even moving forward and having any more discussion. All right. Well, hey, have a great Sunday. Glad I could provide this cool little case study for y'all, what's working for me. And there again, just driving traffic, man. That's the key component. If you don't have eyeballs on your stuff, you're never going to make a sale. Have a great Sunday.